Chrissie Swan Show.
Look, you know, I had to microwave my coffee, all right?
What a way to start the week.
So just bear with me how I am.
I'm good, Swanee. How are you?
Look, the sun is shining. I feel very positive today, strangely positive, even though my T-shirt says never been worse, which is an ode to one of my favourite Australian performers, Ben Abrahams, who is touring at the moment.
It's a great T-shirt.
It is a great T-shirt.
Also, don't ask me how I am. Just read my T-shirt.
Correct. Because also, look what's on the back.
Never been better.
See, what is it?
Take your pick.
Oh, what is it? How was your weekend?
It was a lot of fun, Swanee. A lot of socialising, a lot of dancing at the club. It was good fun. How was yours?
Oh, great. I did some dancing too, but in my kitchen.
Hey, it still counts.
I didn't put on a bra again. I took it off on Friday afternoon, and then that was it until this morning.
Just let them hang.
It's a good new bra too.
It is. I'll give you that.
I did let them hang, and I had a short T-shirt, and sometimes I got a surprise visitor. little brown nipple popping out. I could get back in there.
Swanee, we are very excited because we gave away that unbelievable trip to Puglia on Friday.
Did you get the message on Insta from beautiful Kate that came into the office?
What a lovely lady.
Oh, God, I couldn't be more thrilled for her.
Yes, I'm with you.
She won it fair and square, you know.
She was quick.
Yeah.
Well, from holidays to cars, over the next 2 weeks, we are putting people in the running to win a BYD Sea Lion.
One was following me into work today, and I wanted to just turn around and carjack them, take the car. That's what I wanted to do. They're so sexy, these cars.
They are. They're sleek. But next, let's say g'day thanks to our friends at Exclusive Holiday Getaways.
I had a massive situation in my kitchen, and it was so exciting and so shocking. Something shattered in my hands. I'm going to tell you next. But 13, 24, 10, what was the most exciting, dramatic thing to happen to you this weekend?
The Chrissie Swan Show.
Let's say g'day.
Win, save, give. Join exclusive holiday getaways to unlock huge savings, help charities, and the chance to win amazing holidays. ExclusiveholidayGetaways.com.au. Chrissie's Say G'day.
I also had a little pootle around that website on the weekend. The exclusive, yeah.
Did you find somewhere you'd like to go?
All of it.
Yeah, I know.
Everything, please. It gives me a little, my life is so dull. If I feel like, I wonder what it would feel like to imagine myself poolside with a post-mixed Diet Coke with ice.
Yeah.
I'll just go to that website and have a look, and I get a fix.
You get that hit.
So good.
I sometimes do that on realestate.com.au.
Yes!
Just look at mansions. Where in Toorak do I want to reside? Maybe Double Bay.
Wouldn't it be nice?
I know.
It be nice? But you do get a little something
You do.
from just that. I had a glass shelf explode in my hands on the weekend.
Far out.
It was so dramatic. So I've got, my upright freezer. By the way, thank you so much, listeners of the Chrissie Swan Show. I had no idea that you could get an upright version of a freezer until you told me.
Because I shamed you about a chest freezer being bogan, but when we found out from people there was an upright option, I was like, yes, lean into that.
I did, and it's amazing. And on my agenda, last week was organise my stationery. This week was organise the freezer because it had just got a bit crazy. By crazy, I mean icy poles were in with steak.
Wow.
I don't like it.
No.
Anyway, so I sorted all that out, and of course it's freezing. It's cold. I pulled out a glass shelf, and I'm cleaning them all down. There's 4 shelves in it. I got to the 4th shelf, the last one, and I cleaned it the way I cleaned all of them, and I put it in my sink in cold water.
Yeah.
And the whole thing, it hit the water while it was still in my hand. It exploded into little beads of safety glass everywhere.
Dangerous territory.
It was so exciting though.
But you didn't land yourself in the emergency.
No, I didn't, but it really I just stood there for a while going, what do I do here? It's everywhere. What do I do? It's in the sink. So I went and got my gardening gloves so that I could clean it up without cutting myself.
You, again, another weekend of just living.
Mate, I mean, yeah.
13, 24, 10. What got you excited over the weekend?
Kelly, I dare you to try and beat a glass shelf exploding in your hands.
Hello. I think I could beat that.
Really? What happened?
Well, I went to one of my best friend's engagement party on the weekend. Anyway, ended up being a wedding. And then we thought when that was all over, it ended up being a baby announcement as well.
Oh, my God. Kelly, the big 3. That is
I know.
exciting. And also, I just appreciate your friends for no fuss.
Efficient.
Just come over.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. 3 in 1, just one present.
And it would have been, yeah, exactly. And you just would have been so relaxed and enjoying yourself because
It was.
the prep and the trepidation for an engagement party is so much less than for a wedding.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Great.
Kel, we are going to give you $200 cash thanks to exclusive holiday getaways.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Well done, Kel. Kim, can you beat a glass shelf exploding in your hands? Doubt it.
We decided to get rid of our TV in the lounge room, and my mum bought a massive projector screen.
I'm so excited for you.
So we literally have like a full-on home cinema
What?
surround sound with everything.
Okay, talk us through
Yeah.
it. Did you have to prep the wall at all?
No, so it's one of those freestanding ones. You just put it apart, put it together, and put the screen on, and
Had you
put up
seen
projector, and that's it.
Had you seen people doing this on TikTok? Because I'm getting a lot of
No.
this stuff on TikTok.
I don't have TikTok.
It's a full movement at the moment, though. Like Gen Zs are going back to the projector.
And
Yeah.
Kim, correct me if I'm wrong, does that mean that when your television isn't on, you've just got a room with a wall? Is that right? Or is there something
Pretty
else on
much.
it?
Like, we can pretty much get rid of the screen because we've got white walls anyway.
That is
So
so
we can just
chic.
get rid of the screen and just have a plain wall.
I've got about a 17-year-old television. I might do that.
You should, and just have a projector.
Yeah.
Kim, $200 cash thanks to exclusive holiday getaways. Let's finish with Nicole.
Hey, Nicole, can you beat, in terms of excitement and drama, a glass shelf from the freezer exploding in your very hands?
Absolutely. So I'm in the Gold Coast and I work for a whale watching boat, which is kind of exciting in itself. But on the weekend, we saw the first baby calf of the season. Like, that's massive.
That
Oh,
is.
that's huge. How big are they when they're born?
About 3 to 4 meters and 1 ton.
Same as my firstborn baby.
Yeah.
Nicole, you've got $200 cash thanks to exclusive holiday getaways. Coming up before 3 o'clock, we will be playing Chrissie's BYD pickup. Register via the Nova Player
There's a
app.
car for you. Get on it.
You want to win this car. Swanee will be driving the car to the lucky winner.
Toot toot.
Toot, toot.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
I have discovered Facebook Marketplace. I know that I am late to the party.
But hey, you found the party eventually.
I did. Are you on it? Do you enjoy it?
No. I'm such a Depop man that I don't see the need for it.
But what about for everything that's not clothes?
Hard rubbish. I don't have anything too valuable or any big furniture items that I need to sell.
And you don't have kids around. I'm talking
No.
about no buying from, not selling on.
I haven't needed to buy any furniture or anything lately.
Okay, so I've disciplined myself.
Yeah.
If I need something for the house or the kids, instead of Googling, because, you know, my whole process is I Google it, I compare websites, I call shops to see if I can get a discount. Oh, that's exhausting.
You end up doing your own head in with that.
Correct. And that's my default thing. It's what I've always done.
Yeah.
I'm retraining myself to just, instead of searching on Google, I search on Facebook Marketplace. And I am telling you, everything is there. Someone is selling what you need.
Yes.
It is unbelievable. Here's a case in point. And this one is a Facebook Marketplace miracle. All I need is you. All I need is a miracle. So, you know, Peg's decided that she's musical.
Okay.
She's picked a lane. At her school, you're either sporty or you're musical, and she was neither.
Right.
And she realised that the lesser of the two evils, as in the only thing that was going to be possible, was if she was musical, because, mate, she is not. We are not a sporty family. So she's like, I have to choose one. I'm going to be musical. Watch me go.
Correct decision. Also, like, Mum works at Nova. Read the Playmate.
And also she's really good.
Is
I
she?
had no idea. And either did she.
When it comes to an instrument or singing or writing music.
Instruments.
Okay.
She can read music
Wow.
really easily. But she's only learnt this in the last 4 weeks when she's picked a lane.
I find people that can read music so impressive. Because
And also she's like, oh, have we still got that keyboard? Have we still got that piano somewhere that, you know, I got for Kit years ago? I go, yeah. She's like, I want it in my room. And then I hear her putting together thing. Like, she's extraordinary. Never had a lesson.
Go
So
Peg.
in her room now is an old drum kit that I was going to put on Facebook Marketplace. That's in there. Her saxophone, which she is really good at. And if you don't think that I ask her daily for the saxophone riff from Careless Whisper, You'd be wrong.
Oh, of course.
She's so good at that. And she's also got the piano. So it's all happening. But what she needed was saxophone's her first love.
Yep.
And every time she plays it, she's then got to undo all the bits and put it to bed in its little velvet coffin. Why are they all like sleeping like Dracula, these saxophones? That's what I want to know.
But I mean, that's sort of good for her. That's a win. Given that she's got a piano and a drum kit in there now, she needs to make some space.
It's true.
Shove that under the bed, man.
It is true. But I just thought that would annoy me, and I don't want anything to block her progress. So I thought, I wonder if there's such a thing as a saxophone stand. Turns out there is, that you just slip the saxophone on done so that you don't have to put it together when you want to play it next. So I get onto Facebook Marketplace and I'm like, saxophone stand. Sure enough, there's one for sale. Someone is selling one. Out of the whole of Australia, one saxophone stand.
Close to you?
It was in the next suburb.
Oh,
that's miracle number one.
That's a miracle.
Then I message the seller and I say, listen, I'm in the next suburb. I could probably be at your place in 20 minutes. She goes, great. By the time she responds, I realise I recognise the name. Her name's Gail Gaylard. She lived in the street.
That is such a centre of the universe name.
She lived...
Gail?
Gail Gaylard. She lived in the street behind me in the 80s when I was growing up. She was the most fabulous woman then. You know when you just see someone that's like, she had great food, lots of books in her house. She was so inspirational to me. And her husband was this fabulous, fun furniture designer. Like they were just cool. And my sisters would babysit her daughters, who were about my age, I reckon. 'Cause, my sisters are much older than me. So I go, Gail, look, you probably don't remember me, but, I lived behind you. I turned into the biggest stalker. Anyway, she's like, yes, I remember you well. I went over there. I picked up the sax stand. $40, brand new, still in its bag.
Did she just give it to you?
No. Oh. And then I bought other things that she was selling. a little vintage squirrel, some Kate Spade earrings for my daughter.
Stunning.
And one more thing. Oh, a chess set. Why wouldn't you? Then I had a lovely afternoon with Gail and Rowan.
Is Gail a hairdresser now?
No, she's brilliant.
She's got a hairdresser kind of vibe, the way you've described it.
Gail Gaylard. No. Super stylish. Super stylish.
Obsessed.
It was a miracle. How could I have a history with the one person selling a saxophone stand?
That's quite amazing. That chess set, though, will be back on your Facebook Marketplace within the month. There is no way you're finding time.
Murphy's already chewed the edges, so no.
Of course he has. Hey, coming up next, we are playing Chrissy's BYD pickup. Register via the Nova Player app if you'd like to win a brand new car.
The Chrissy Swan Show. The Chrissy Swan Show.
This is exciting.
Go beyond expectations with the BYD C-Line 6 plug-in hybrid SUV. Chrissy's BYD pickup.
Oh, yeah. So called because BYD is Build Your Dreams. Did you know that?
I did.
You've probably seen them all around. They're the sexiest hybrid cars on the market, and we're giving one away. Not only are we giving one away, we're going to drive it to the winner's house.
Yes, that intro didn't lie when it said Chrissy's BYD pickup, because we will be driving this very car to the lucky winner's house next Friday. And Swanee, this could be anywhere in Australia. We don't know where we're going to end up.
It is so exciting. Make sure you register via the Nova Player app. Actually, Ricky, you're going to want me to stop saying to people to enter because you are the first cab off the rank. Hello, Ricky.
Hi, Chrissy. Hi, Jack.
Hey, Ricky.
When you get to the Nova Player, you'll see a little form that says, why do you need a new car? You've already done that, Ricky. Why do you need a new car?
I need a new car because my one is very, very old. I drive it everywhere and, the wheel's about to fall off.
Oh, no, just like my life.
Yeah, me too, a little bit.
Have you ever had the unique joy of having a brand new car?
No, I have not.
Oh.
So I would be super, super excited.
I've had it once in my life, Ricky, and it is magical. What would you do if, so look, in the near future, you could be making a cup of tea and you hear toot toot and it's me and Jack out the front in the driveway. We'll hand you the keys.
Yeah.
What would you do next?
Oh, my Lord. I would probably have a heart attack.
That's not great. Okay, Can we get the St John's ambulance and also some
Hey,
backup behind?
no, don't worry. This BYD Sea Lion 6 plug-in hybrid SUV, Swanee, it goes from 0 to 100 kilometres in 5.9 seconds. I'm happy to drive you to the hospital, Ricky.
Done, Ricky. All right, you are first in. This is exciting. This is exciting.
Thank you so much.
Hopefully we call you with the good news. Oh, no, we don't. We just turn up. Toot, toot.
Toot, toot. Register via the Nova Player app like Ricky did if you'd like to win this car at the end of next week. We'll be playing again tomorrow.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
Let's go clicking.
Chrissy's Clickbait.
Everybody stand down. The marriage between Orlando Bloom and Katy Perry's fine.
Is it?
As I said last week, there were all these stories about how she said in her Sydney show, no, in her Melbourne show, I think it was. There was this songs about a recent breakup and Tim Tams saved me. And there was something in her voice when she said that where I was like, she's fine. She's talking about a completely different relationship. Also, I got the feeling that was just a paid thing from Tim Tams.
Do you think?
Yeah, I do.
But is it just a generic thing that these Americans do when they come to Australia? They try to be relatable to us?
It could be that, but have you noticed that whoever does the publicity for Arnott's and Tim Tams is very bloody good?
They're great.
It's the best, really, that I've ever experienced. And I reckon they've just said to her, here you go, and she's done that.
Yeah, no.
There was something in her voice that was not very serious. And Orlando has just touched down in Perth.
Right, because it's her final Australian show this evening in Perth.
I knew that when I was looking at the dates for her tour, I thought, God, she's here for a long time. That has flown.
It's flown, hasn't it?
Yeah, it really has.
But she's on
her way out.
Yeah, she's nearly done.
He says, look, the articles are all like, he's going to have a heart-to-heart talk with her. There's been a rough patch. I don't know whether there is.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
And I think maybe her PR team were just leaning into it around the time of those stories.
Yeah, because you believe she is a machine like that.
Yeah, and I don't believe that about many people. I think everyone goes, oh, that's a PR relationship. They're doing this for PR. I think a lot of the time that's BS. But when it comes to Katy Perry, I think it could be real.
Yeah, she's, look, if you can't beat them, join them, I think is her ethos.
Yeah.
Let's move on to Margaret Cho. She's a brilliant stand-up comedian that's been working for 7,000 years. If you're not across her work, you should be. She's very good, isn't she?
She is. I like her.
She sat down and had a chat on a podcast about Ellen DeGeneres. And our vibe is that Ellen DeGeneres really isn't very generous.
No, correct.
See what I did there? And it turns out that it's true. I think we're having some technical issues, so we can't play any grabs.
I really thought I was going to get through a week with my mouse working, but apparently that is just not the case.
Well, I can just talk about it because I've heard the grabs. Margaret Cho has said that Ellen was not very generous with her back in the day, and she's always been a bit odd with Margaret in terms of supporting. Margaret Cho went on her show and Ellen pretended that she didn't know her, even though Margaret had opened for Ellen on tour.
That's so rude. I know people that do that in real everyday life. And I think it's just the height of rudeness and entitlement.
Before I judge, though, do you remember? I didn't remember having a regular segment with Steve Izard.
I do. I always think of that when these types of stories come up.
I just had so many kids and so much work, and then he came into the studio and I was like, it's really a thrill to meet you. And he goes, what are you talking about? So I feel like I've got to give the benefit of the doubt.
You do. And with someone like you can. But when it comes to Ellen, she has lost any right or privilege to the benefit of doubt.
And also, she didn't have kids and wasn't losing her mind.
No.
I don't think. Further to this, she did something very, you can't excuse this one. So Margaret Cho had gone to a David Bowie show dressed as an emperor. She's magical. And then David Bowie had appeared on Ellen DeGeneres' show and said how much he loved that.
Oh, cool.
Ellen asked the producers to edit that out so it didn't go to air.
Oh, we're a little bit jealous of Margaret, clearly.
I think so. And the only reason Margaret Cho knew that had happened was because she had a friend on the show and she said, look, David Bowie came on. He waxed lyrical about you for ages and Ellen has made us take it out.
Yeah, no, she's not a nice person.
It's very obvious, isn't it?
This is the Chrissy Swan Show.
I mean, we talk about all sorts of stuff on this show. We were just talking about the alarms that you can assign, and Tom, you went to air.
We were having an off-air conversation. Tom used his intercom to buzz into the studio, but didn't realise he was going to air.
I just love going to air, guys. I just love the sound of my own voice.
Can we please possibly enjoy it again?
Of course.
Get a cheeseburger, small fries and soft drink, and
Yeah, so I created an MP3. Long story short, I cut together all the times that they say Eliza from Hamilton the musical.
Yeah. You've just made the Macca's ad even better. And I thank you for it so much.
Wow.
The Hamilton soundtrack is iconic.
I just love how confident you were. It was just like, yeah, this is what I do. And everybody enjoyed it. Thank you. Thank you for your service, Tom.
You're welcome.
Also, thank you for drawing such attention to that commercial break, because now we want Macca's.
Totally been influenced. I'm going to get onto Uber Eats and sort it out.
I think you should.
All right,
It
yeah.
feels right for a
Does
Monday.
anyone need anything?
I mean, I would go some fries and nuggies.
Done. Let's do it.
For the third day in a row.
Do it. I wonder how quickly you can get here.
Coming up before 4 o'clock, we're going to be talking about Bianca Sensori. She's worn something ridiculous. But next, Chrissy's Quizzy, 13 24 10. If you would like to win a bum bag, we might chuck a Macca's voucher in there today.
What a great idea.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
Let's give away bum bags.
Chrissy's Quizzy.
Sometimes I think of all the bum bags we've sent out into the wilderness and what they're doing now.
What comes to mind?
Particularly, I want to hear from Poe and see further how it's changed her life.
Well, she's often at the markets in Adelaide on a weekend.
Yes.
So I can imagine her cutting around that stall
Yes.
with a Chrissy Swan Show bum bag on.
I'm surprised she hasn't had one before, because that's what, like, they have their little cash bag in there. Hello, Bonnie.
Hi.
Cinnamon Park spelt with an S. It irritates
Yeah.
me, but I'll allow it. Hello, Peter. Bonjour, Pierre.
Well, hello.
Well, hello. What's going on? Why do you want a bum bag, Pete?
Well, maybe for my wife, my lovely wife, she would enjoy the bum bag.
She would.
In good news today, Pete, because Chrissy and I were talking about McDonald's a couple of minutes ago, inside the bum bag today is a McDonald's voucher.
Okay, that's good for dinner tonight.
It just doesn't get better. And
It
our
doesn't.
order is en route, Pete. Stay tuned. All right, let's go. Your names are your buzzers, Bonnie and Pete. Sounds like a little movie, a little art house flick. It's a best of 5, meaning first person to get to 3 gets the bum bag and the Macca's voucher, which is important. By the end of this segment, Jack, I want you to tell me the progress on our order.
Okay, I shall. This also isn't sponsored or anything. We have just gone rogue.
It isn't, but you know what?
we love
You know,
Macca's.
Pete and Bonnie, when you suddenly need some Macca's, you must have it immediately. It's just the way it works.
True that, true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Question number 1. Orlando Bloom has touchdown in which Aussie?
Peter.
Yes, Pete.
Perth.
It is Perth.
Peter.
Apparently he needs to have a tete-a-tete with his wife.
I never get anything right. This is awesome.
Oh, God, I love you. Question number 2. Lacrosse is a contact team sport played with what?
Bonnie.
Yes,
Peter.
Bonnie.
Ball.
And
Horse.
a horse?
Peter,
Sorry, Bonnie.
It is
Peter.
not.
it's like a rough stick.
It
it's
is.
like a long stick with
It-
a big netty-looking weird thing.
Pete, so much information, but yes, you are absolutely correct. That's 2.
2 points to Peter. Bonnie, hopefully you get on the score with this next question, number 3.
Singer Jason Mraz is celebrating a birthday today. Can you name this song?
Bonnie.
Yes, Bonnie?
I'm yours.
Yes, it is called I'm Yours. Question number 4. This is the least annoying of his songs. I quite like that song.
I like it as well, but now I just think of Meghan Markle when I hear him. Because she put Jason Mraz over that reel last
You've
week.
ruined it.
Question number 4.
Which fruit is dried to make a raisin?
Bonnie.
Yes, Bonnie.
Grapes.
It's 2 apiece now.
Bonnie's come back. Question number 5. This is for the win for either Peter or Bonnie.
And it's a very important current affairs question. After a whole decade, don't go early, Pete. Which rock
He's heard that.
which rock band have announced? Yes, Bonnie.
ACDC.
It is AC/DC.
That's my favourite band.
You stuffed Pete up there because because you told him not to go early. What's
know.
happening, Pete?
He's very upset. He really wanted the bum bag for his wife. Can we give Pete a little present?
We're going to
something?
give both of you. Pete, you haven't won the bum bag, but you've won a McDonald's voucher, as have you, Bonnie. But, Bonnie, you've also got the bum bag.
Yay, thank you.
Oh, that is so lovely.
Great work, guys. You've made our day. How far away
You've
is our
made my
order?
day.
How far away is our order, Jack?
Love you
tell me.
guys. Our order, Swanee, it hasn't been collected yet, but it's about to be. The
Great.
car is there.
Oh, my God, amazing.
Surely in like 15 minutes.
Yes.
The Chrissy Swan Show. The Chrissy Swan Show.
Kanye and Bianca.
This-
WTF.
I
Seriously.
really didn't think they would still be together.
No. God, I mean, look, there's lots of stories about lots of things that very rarely they're true, are they?
But those two, like, she has really stuck it out
Yeah.
and dealt with everything.
100%. She's been photographed in one of those, you know, those bracelets that you used to have growing up on the little tiny piece of elastic full of little lollies?
Yeah.
She's got a bikini made out of them. And I tell you what, the bikini top is the hardest working candy that you've ever seen in your life. They are keeping the most giant pair of buzzies covered.
Look, to defend her, Swanee, they were in New York City and it is summertime over there. It's hot.
But she's just wearing a candy bikini.
And it's quite frightening how much she looks like Kim.
I agree. But she looks like Kim from 10, 15, 20 years ago.
It's Kim even more so scary. It's Kim when she first met Kanye. She rocked bangs like that and had that exact hair. I swear to you, he just is morphing her into Kim.
I wonder what that feels like because she must know that some of her appeal to her husband is that she looks like his ex-wife.
Yeah. You'd have to.
That is weird.
And rumour has it through friends of friends of friends of friends.
Yeah.
That she has had some procedures maybe allegedly done that match what Kim once had done.
No. What ones? The buzzies, the bottom.
Apparently the buzzies are real. Apparently, the bottom and then some other things to when they have things removed from somewhere and put in somewhere else and if you were just looking quickly, you could think it was Kim.
It would make me feel very uncomfortable in my relationship and kind of like that I didn't matter if I suspected that my husband was only with me or my partner, boyfriend, whatever.
Yeah.
Was only with me because he had a falling out with another woman.
Yeah.
And I look like her.
It
13,
would be
24,
weird.
10. Do you look like your current partner's ex?
Oh, I'd love to hear these stories.
Or do you have a habit of only going with people that look a certain way and do all your exes and current partner look similar? I would love to know what that feels like.
I would jump on the line, 13 24 10. We'll give you a prize for sharing. I'd also like to know where she bought this or where she had it made. Because, I can't imagine you can just buy a bikini made out of lollies. So, imagine that conversation. Kanye stylist asking someone to get some lifesavers and make
I reckon
outfit.
it just arrived and he's gone, put it on. You're going to look more like my ex.
Do you think that he's going to eat that later?
Oh, yuck. No, they were never very tasty. They were chalky, those lollies. They looked pretty.
He's weird, though.
He's so weird.
Yeah, they do some weird stuff.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
Let's take some calls about, do you look like your partner's ex, and is it a little bit disconcerting?
We think Bianca Sensori must know that she is slowly morphing into Kim.
She must. And I wonder if every time he says, oh, can you just do your hair like that? She goes, do I actually exist as a sole person with an individual look and personality, or do you just miss your ex-wife? Hi, Christy.
Hi.
Tell me your story.
I employed somebody many years ago and people asked if we were related, if we were sisters, split with my now ex-husband, and they are married.
When that news broke in your social circle, did everybody say, oh my God, Christy, he's just married an Aldi version of you?
Yes.
I love it.
Of course they did.
Christy, we're going to send you a Baker's Delight voucher.
Do you think she knows, Christy, do you think she knows how much she looks like you?
10,000%.
That would be very uncomfortable, I would say.
It would have to be. And you'd also have to bring it up. You couldn't not.
Yeah. Hello, Katie Kate. Are you there, Kate?
Yes.
Yeah. So tell us about your partner's ex.
My partner's ex looks really similar to the point where he actually put photos of us next to each other and sent it to all his family and thought it was hilarious because we have the same hair, like split hair. It's not a very common hair colour.
What's a
copper hair?
What's a split
copper hair colour? Like the split dye.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Oh, okay.
And Kate,
so she has the copper with the blonde, and so do I. And
were you the first girlfriend or was she the first?
no, she was the first.
And how does that make you feel?
It's kind of even a little bit weirder because she's now pregnant and engaged to his brother.
Wait, what?
What? Kate, okay, all right. So you have is it a husband or a boyfriend?
A boyfriend.
Okay, so your boyfriend, let's call him James. James has a brother called Bill. Bill is married to James's ex-girlfriend who looks exactly like you.
Yeah, not married, but yeah, they've got a baby and having a baby.
What are these family functions like?
I actually get along with her because we're actually like pretty similar personality. We're like almost identical, so we're actually like pretty good friends.
That is so bizarre. And I've just thought of something very untoward. If she had a little fling with her ex, your current boyfriend, and there was a baby that was made, she would get away with that because it would look like your ex, who is the brother of the guy that is the father of the baby, allegedly.
Oh, it's not that close. It's stepbrother, so it's...
Oh, my God, I'm so confused now.
I'm so confused. But, Kate, you've got a Baker's Delight voucher, and good on you for being a good sport.
We should do a phoner on is your family just messy and hard to get your head around. Hello, Melissa.
Hi, Chrissy. How are you?
Hi, I'm so good. Now, tell us your story.
When I was in my early 20s, I was dating a boy or a guy, and I found out that he was dating another girl. She had my name. I saw photos of her. We looked identical, and the only reason I found out that we were actually dating after talking to his brother and a boss of his, that he sent me a message about going to look for engagement rings. And I was thinking, okay, what? And then, he quickly had to backpedal the message. And I found out it was, he was wanting to engage the other sister. And then, after talking to his boss and that, I decided to, leave the relationship.
I think that's fair. But didn't he make a mess of this by dating two women called the same name? Because it's a recipe for absolute error in your phone.
Yes, he wasn't the most... most perfect person, so he probably deserved it.
Okay, good.
And then they did get engaged, I found out, but they never went through with the marriage.
Oh, maybe he married another one. Yeah. Another Melissa that looks like you.
Let's finish with Tara on 132410.
Hi, Tara. You ran into your ex and he showed you a photo of his new girlfriend.
No, so I ran into his dad, and his dad thought that it was the funniest thing. And he's like, "You're never going to believe this." And he showed me a photo of her, and she was identical to how I looked.
Okay, so what? Same hair colour, same eye colour, same vibe?
Everything, face shape, around the same age, hairstyle, everything.
Do you think she knows that she looks like you?
I don't think she would have.
I imagine that would not be a very good feeling.
No, that's a hard conversation to have. And also, did you get the vibe, Tara, that your dad preferred you to the new girlfriend?
Oh, he told me that he preferred me to
Love that.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
Let's go clicking.
Hey, we've got Maccas in the studio for you.
I'm so happy.
That's your definition of fun. That's as good as it's going to get, man.
True.
Chrissy's Clickbait.
And also, you were spot on. 3:40
I guess.
when it arrived. How can you be so accurate?
Because it is my third day of ordering Maccas.
All right, Miley Cyrus has been slammed for being not very friendly to her fans. I've got a few questions about this. So she went to an album signing.
Yep.
And these used to happen with almost every book and every album. You go to a shop and you turn up, you buy the album, and whoever the artist is behind the book or album, they sign it for you. I cannot believe somebody as huge as Miley Cyrus turned up to a shop in London called Rough Trade East Music Store and Bar, and people were just coming up to a trestle table. I can't believe it.
Yeah, it's quite something. I wonder, though, is it because of who she was with? I wonder if there's some connection to that bar because she was sitting with Naomi Campbell for the signing.
Naomi Campbell is, obviously a global phenomenon, as a supermodel. She appears on the album singing.
Yeah. The song's called Every Girl You've Ever Loved.
She's got a great voice. Anyway, so they were both there, and I mean, Naomi Campbell is signing the albums as well, which is hilarious to me, given that she just sings a little song.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
Anyway, they gas-bagged through the entire thing like they were out for lunch and deeply inconvenienced by the long queue of people standing there feebly in the foreground while a photograph was taken. They barely drew breath from their chat.
And they barely made eye contact with the fan. But my favourite part was who I'm going to imagine was Miley's personal assistant standing there saying this.
Right behind you for your picture, Gorge. Right behind you. 1, 2, 3. There you go.
She said that about 400 times to every single person. I mean, look, in fairness to Miley, she has said she doesn't like touring and she doesn't like the face-to-face part of it. And also the reasons behind that is, she said it just makes her feel insecure and inferior that all these people are coming to adore her. This is exactly what this is in a smaller scale.
I'm shocked she agreed to do this.
I am too.
And also, she shouldn't do it because look what happens. You just generate bad BS headlines.
Yeah. I mean, look, she did look down the lens for every single photo. I've got to give her that.
Okay, that's
good. She
good.
just didn't want to be there. Okay, so Tammy Hembrow. That's a name that I really like.
It's a great name.
And I didn't know really who she was or what she did, but she, I like her. I've looked into her over this weekend and I like her very much.
She's one of like the Aussie OG influencers and YouTubers.
Yeah. She's a Gold Coast girl, I think it looks like from her Instagram. She has announced that she has split with her husband. She had a new husband after they've only been together, married for 7 months.
Yeah.
Very, very quick. And you would know his face. His name's Matt Zakowski. And he was on Love Island.
Yes.
The first series of that.
And he now has a podcast with Nova.
Oh, yes, he does too. That is true. Anyway, she is very sad about it and she didn't want the divorce, but it's open to it's open to suggestion as to what happened when a woman has to divorce her husband and doesn't want to. But when I was on my deep dive, I realised that I recognise her father. So there's an Australian actor and you may not know his name, but you would know his face because he's been in bloody everything. His name is James Hembrow.
Right.
And I'm going to show you his face, Jack. You've seen him in everything.
Oh, yeah, he is just one of those guys, you know his face, but that's it.
Yeah, and I'm trying to find the biggest ones. Well, he was on The Young Doctors for starters, so if you're of a certain age, you will, know that. But he was in that, like we're talking Man from Snowy River,
Right.
two. He's been on every television show. He's been in a movie called Swimming Upstream, which was really, really big. I just didn't know that she was part of Aussie TV and movie royalty. I had no idea. He was in GP. Do you remember GP? You probably
No.
Anyway, Google James Hembrow and you go, oh my God, yes, of course I know him.
Love it. Good little tidbits, Swanee.
Yes.
Hey, keep it locked. Ricky, Lee, Tim and Joel are up next. We've got some macas to eat.
Damn straight.
Now check this out.
The Chrissy Swan Show is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.